Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another Yankees Weekly here, season 2, episode number 7 already, with the Ace Avenue and I. How you doing? How you looking? How you living? How you feeling out there on YouTube? How you feeling, Ace? How you feeling right now, man?
And I'm feeling great, man. Yankees were able to come away with a narrow victory. By the skin of their teeth, they were able to come away with a victory. But you know what? We'll take it. They get back in the winning column for the series. After going 3-3 this week against the losing the first series against the Blue Jays, day off on Thursday, we're able to bounce back nicely with the victory on Friday and a victory today, and actually almost came away with a victory on Saturday. Rizzo
I
was
know.
that close away that we both called. If it's
Mm,
fair, it's gone.
yeah.
And I
Oh,
swear to
man.
you, it died. It had to have died in the warning track because Rizzo looked like he pimped it, and I was like, "There's no way that's not gone." And then all of a sudden, he caught it like it with his back. But we were that close away from actually sweeping this team. But what an interesting week it's been. How do you feel, Max?
Feel great. It would have been better for a sweep because we lost early in the week to the Blue Jays. Almost got swept. Thank God for Game 3 when we came back and won that one. But it would have been, a lot more sweeter if we got the sweep against the Rays. But this team has always been a thorn in our side.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that we can at least pull away the series win, holding down home, home field, feels good. Like today, it looked really great, and then at the end, we kind of let him squeak in there. I mean, Dennis Santana did not have his best stuff, but Luis Heel, he did. Luis
He
Heel
did.
looked phenomenal today, and that's like what we all been looking at. Blake Snell's been struggling with the Giants. He's 0-3 now. Montgomery had a good game against his Diamondbacks debut, but maybe Brian Cashman made the right decision. Keeping Luis Heel as the fifth guy instead of trading for somebody and trading for or instead of signing for somebody, they wanted to go in house and kept Luis Heel. So I mean, right now Yankees are 15-7. Hey, we're looking good right now. We're looking good. There is some hiccups. There is some things that we need to work on,
Of
of
course.
course. But right now, 22 games in, I think we're in a good spot, man.
15th win of the season. Like you said, there are some things that we're concerned about that we'll get into as the show goes on. But you know what? All that matters is that you get a W, and we got a 4-game set against the A's. I said it in the stream. We need to sweep their asses. It's as simple as
Oh
that.
yeah.
We need a
Oh
four
yeah.
game sweep their asses, and then we get ready for Milwaukee. Yankees, the AL East is tight. Like we talk about all the time. Everybody in the AL East is over 10 wins. I think everybody's over
Mm-hmm.
11 wins, I believe now, or 12 after today.
Yeah,
So
we'll
it's a
bring up the
tight AL
standings.
East. But a good win for the Yankees. Started off kind of rocky. The Blue Jay series, obviously, we took our first loss of the season. A lot of Yankee fans were panicking, jumping ship. And, we had to go through that, had to nurse them back. But you know what? The Yankees responded with a good series win. 3-for-3 in the week. You know what I'm saying? Not bad. Me and you had originally said 4-for-2, 4 and
Mm-hmm.
2 this week, but 3-for-3, 1 game off isn't bad. And then you start a 4-game set this week against the A's. So let's continue the series streaks.
Yeah, we have a 4-game set with the A's, and then next weekend we have the Milwaukee Brewers, where
Mm-hmm.
they're not as bad as we all thought. I mean, I thought the Brewers are going to be pretty bad this season because they traded away Corbin Burns, they got rid of some guys, but they're balling out. They're still playing some good baseball.
Yep.
So we have a pretty tough weekend next weekend. But the Oakland A's, they have been playing better, to start this season than they did last year. They're playing better than the Houston Astros. They have a better record than them. But
Which they,
we'll
I
see.
think
We
they
got
lost
a
again today too.
we already got a first call in though. And
Oh,
you know this guy. Our guy
ooh,
Tyler calling in the building. What's up, Tyler?
What's going on, guys?
what's up,
I,
dude?
Hey,
I was able to watch the game today, and I mean, just the bullpen giving us another heart attack, I guess. So,
did you get your Tums? Your medication ready in case of like you said of a heart attack could happen. I mean this. If it ain't Clay Holmes, it's somebody in the pen, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, in that situation, I figured that they wouldn't put Clay Holmes out there for 3 straight days. So,
Yeah.
Well,
um,
not just that. They
thought,
said he
I
pitched
thought,
70 something pitches
yeah,
this week. That's crazy.
Damn,
yeah,
that is crazy.
yeah. I thought I thought Ian Hamilton might have had the opportunity to close, but like you never know with Hamilton either. Like I think we rely on him quite a bit, but sometimes he gets out of control. When he throws a slider, it's like right over the plate sometimes, and he's making mistakes. So, but I mean,
No,
I think our bullpen has done well for the most part, but honestly, whenever the bullpen comes in, I can't just sit back and relax. So
No.
I was actually kind of shocked too. I thought they were going to bring in Ian Hamilton to be the closer today. But I think they like the lefty versus lefty matchups with Victor Gonzalez in there instead. So the analytics always play a role in this team, but by far I think Ian Hamilton is I've been saying he's been the best arm in this bullpen. But hey, Clay Holmes though, he has not looked bad. I mean, he does give us a heart attack. He does make it a nail biter, but look at the stats, man. He's still I don't think he gave up a earned run yet
Nope.
this season and 9 games. He's only blown 1 save. So I mean, he's not been too bad. Like honestly, he hasn't been that bad. My boy Andre over there on Facebook, who's batting DH today, Bernie Williams.
So Tyler, right? Love it when you call in, man. Thank you. You're one of the more reasonable Yankee fans, right? How did you feel? How did you react after the Yankees' first series loss to Toronto, and how do you feel now that they're back in the win column?
Well, the Toronto series, to be honest, this might make me seem like I'm like not a fan of the team, but I do feel like the Yankees needed to lose a
did we lose him?
series to have like a bit of
Can you
like
hear
I can hear him. Mm-hmm.
a wake up call kind of. So I think losing that series to Toronto, it's just like, we don't want to get too high on ourselves because we don't want to be complacent and start, playing bad and going on a losing streak. But, Toronto always gives us fits. I'm not surprised. But getting back in the win column, obviously key. And like the fact that we're winning all these games, Aaron Judge is not performing at his best at all. Gleyber Torres not doing good at all, especially in the field too.
Yeah.
But Soto, Volpe has struggled in that leadoff spot. I'm still interested in seeing Verdugo get a chance at the leadoff spot, but I think they'll keep Volpe there for now. But it'd also be interesting when DJ comes back. Where do you think he's gonna fit into the lineup?
I've been hearing that a lot. I honestly don't know. I don't think you can bench Cabrera right now, even though he's done a couple of errors in the field, but batting wise, he's been one of our best hitters in this lineup.
Yep.
And it's no longer a small sample size. Like we're going on 22 games. He missed 3 games against Miami because they wanted to bench him the whole 3. But like batting over 300, I don't know if you can bench that guy like that.
Nope.
DJ, I do think he needs to be in this lineup, especially when he gets back, just to see how he's been. Gleyber could take a couple of days off.
Rizzo
Maybe
first.
we see Gleyber on second. I didn't know Jahmai Jones played second base, honestly. When we had him in, I was like, damn, I thought he was an outfielder. I did not know he knew how to play the infield as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think DJ could be maybe the guy. Gleyber needs a day. Maybe Stanton needs a day. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be interesting to see because I just do not think they should bench Oswaldo right now.
Yeah, and in my opinion, the second that LeMahieu comes back, I'm giving Anthony Rizzo a day off, who hasn't had a day off yet. He's getting the first day off, followed by Gleyber Torres, followed by maybe you could put LeMahieu at third and Cabrera at second base. I'm not giving Cabrera a day off, in my opinion. That's the thing with DJ LeMahieu. He needs to get back to that super utility guy that we actually signed him for. You got to keep in consideration. We actually had him as our everyday third baseman out of pure necessity because we didn't have anybody else. LeMahieu was brought in here to be that utility guy that can play third, second, and first whenever he can. But as far as him in the lineup, I'm not going to necessarily say put him at the top of the order. Volpe struggled this week, but he initially hit when he was at the top of the lineup. So he can hit up there. It's just he had a rough week where he batted under 100 this week. But he's not the only Yankee that had a rough week. Aaron Judge, you know what I'm saying? Like the stats on him, Aaron Judge had 3 hits this week. He went 3 for 24. He's struggling. He's not the only person that's struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's this offense. It needs to. The big innings have saved us. I would love for it to be. The big innings are very exciting to call, especially as content creators. You get those innings like we just had, where with 2 outs, all of a sudden we put up 4 runs. But I would love the wealth to just be spread from inning to inning. 2 runs here, maybe 1 run here, a 3 spot here, and then you break the game open with a 4 or 5 run inning. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, but this was a rough week for a lot of Yankees. Judge, Volpe included. But luckily, guys like Soto and Cabrera have stepped up.
And that's what's kind of crazy to think about. We're 15-7 with Judge hitting below 200. Like that's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like Glaber hitting around 200. The guys that we thought walking into this season, like if it, I don't know about you, Ace, but for me, if you told me that Judge and Torres were both hitting around 200, where do you think our record would be?
500.
Yeah. Around there, probably worse.
Mm-hmm.
But guys like Cabrera, guys like Juan Soto, guys like Alex Verdugo today, even Jose Trevino, the guy's been catching fire. Like Jose Trevino's hitting well, I don't know about during the game, he was hitting 250. He might be hitting below 250 now, but bro, we're seeing Austin Wells hitting below 100. Like if you told me Jose Trevino's hitting 250, getting some clutch hits, getting another RBI today, right? Like it feels like it's next man up mentality this season with this team.
I am a little concerned with Trevino behind the plate. Hasn't thrown anybody out and hasn't even looked close. Like airmailed one today. He's been throwing in front of the dirt. His arm does not look good, but at least the bat is producing now. So
let me ask you, Tyler, how concerned are you right now with Austin Wells? And let me ask you, would you think about sending him back down to AAA?
Yeah, right now, like Austin Wells is known as like the guy who like he's gonna start off slow when he's up here, but he could get it going. But I do think he could use a stint in AAA for a little bit just to get like more at bats, because obviously Trevino's outplaying him right now. But do I think they're gonna send him down? Not really, because like when it comes to like the pitcher catcher like matchups, like who catches who, then like so if we're sending Wells down, who are we calling up?
Torrens or Navarez would be the only two.
Yeah, it would be one of them. But I think Trevino has started to play a lot better, and Wells, I'm leaning towards him going down to AAA, getting more at bats, seeing if he can do better, and then bring him back up in like a while or so. But yeah, I mean, the catching situation is probably like our biggest weakness, probably out of every position. So
yeah, I'm on board with you with that. If you're not going to give him 4 out of 5 starts, you need to send him down, because he's not used to being a backup catcher. You know what I'm saying? He's not getting the reps. And let's be honest, if you look at the advanced stats, Austin Wells is also benefiting from terrible luck as well. He's hitting it right at people, and he's hitting it hard, but at people. You know what I'm saying? And like that's baseball. You know what I'm saying? He's just not getting it done as of right now. But if you're not going to start him every single day, at least 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5, then you should put him down back in the minor leagues to give him some reps. You know what I'm saying? To get him that confidence back and then bring him back up, in my opinion. But I mean, yeah, the catcher spot has been a black hole as of late. But at least Jose Trevino has been coming along, better, because remember, he went like 1 for like his first 20 something at bats.
Yeah,
and he's been hitting better. So guys have been hitting better. Stanton's looked better up at the plate. You know what I'm saying? After a slow start for him, you know what I'm saying? Guys have looked better, and then some guys have looked bad. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Judge. Are you concerned with Aaron Judge at all, Tyler?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, when he was slumping at first, I was like, okay, he'll probably get out of it pretty soon. But now it's becoming it's becoming longer than I expected. And what I've noticed from Judge up at the plate is starting pitchers, they're throwing more off speed to him, away from him and like in the dirt, and he's chasing those pitches. It's like when Stanton's in a really bad slump and he swings at stuff like 5 feet out of the zone. That's what I feel like Aaron Judge is doing. I'm not sure if he's like pressing too much right now. He's like trying to like hit more homers. I think Glaber is. I think he's really pressing right now, because obviously we know contract year, he wants to perform, he wants to earn his money, and I don't think we're going to re-sign him. But Aaron Judge, you know, it's a good thing Juan Soto and like Cabrera, like it's a good thing they're producing right now, because just imagine what this team would be like if Soto wasn't here.
Oh yeah,
They would. They honestly might have a losing record.
Yeah,
You're
but
not
at the same
wrong.
time, yeah, we might be like, but like you said, I'm so happy for Cabrera at the end of the day. Like he's fully taking advantage of this opportunity, because Cabrera was a fan favorite because he's brought that energy. His bat just hasn't, come through, but this year it has, and he's actually looking really good defensively. Has made a couple great plays this week as well. And realistically, until he starts slumping, he's my everyday third baseman, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. No, he is like. He deserves it. You know, I know some of the plays on the field, he can get better at that. But honestly, that's one thing about Oswaldo Cabrera is he never had a true position.
Nope.
They moved him around so many positions. He was in the outfield, right field, left field, second base, first base, third. Like he's done everything other than catching and center field
and pitching
and pitching, of course, yeah. But hopefully not yet. Let's cross our fingers we don't see any position players pitching this season.
IKF did a pretty good job for us.
That's because we had a lot of opportunities for him to come into the game down 10 runs.
IKF's the greatest pitcher of all time in Yankees history. Yep.
Oh yeah, who knows it? Who needs Ohtani? Who needs him? We got IKF, and IKF doesn't gamble. So I mean, that's just another.
Wow.
Did I take a stray right there for Ohtani? But appreciate you, Tyler, man. Always appreciate
Tyler.
you calling in. We got someone backstage about to call in, but thank you so much for calling in, brother.
Appreciate you, Tyler.
Yeah, we're gonna get that sweep this week against the A's, and hopefully take 2 out of 3 against Milwaukee this weekend.
So before you leave, you're going 6-1 this next week coming in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm feeling confident.
All right, let's get it. Let's go. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, have a great one.
Can I take a guess to who's backstage? I can't see it on my end.
Yeah, you can take a guess.
I'm gonna say Ken. There we go.
Ken. He's on that 2G right now. I know he's a little blurry, but
no, Max was stuck in the multiverse a little bit earlier too.
Oh, so dude, I don't know what the hell happened. There was a ghost in my apartment, man. That thing just went like.
Yeah, it was during the broadcast, man. I was typing play-by-play. It was a little hectic.
No, look, Ken took over. So look, see, Ken and Uncle Rico both took over as play-by-plays.
Nice.
Well, when I was in the multiverse, so I appreciate you. Even though he has a Chiefs little logo behind him, but
Angel hair.
How you feeling right now, Ken? How was the win for you?
Well, it was the cardiac deal as usual. I can't wait for our actual real bullpen guys to show back up, where there's more stability in there. Every time that we go into the back half of the game and we're with the lead, it's like, oh God, who's coming in now?
Right.
The only one that hasn't caused me to truly have a heart attack, because I've seen it so many times with him, is Holmes. You just know it's coming, but he always seems to wiggle out of it.
Yeah, he's pitched well. As much shit as we've given him, and fans have given him, Holmes has actually played really well. Like he puts it on. He makes it tough, but he gets out of it.
To put in perspective with Clay Holmes, I'm bringing up his stats right here. So 11 games, 8 saves out of 9 opportunities, which is top 5 in the MLB right now, or the AL. I'm sorry, top 5 in the AL with saves. 11 innings, 12 hits, 3 runs, no earned, 1 walk to 8 strikeouts. It's not bad.
And he beat Clase in a closer's duel.
and his runs were unearned in Arizona with the plethora of errors that we had there. So that certainly wasn't his fault. And
No.
we had the opportunity to try to pick Hader up, and he has done horrible.
Really?
Holmes is kicking Hader's butt.
Let me look at Hader real quick because.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. He is doing terrible. Holy crap. Josh Hader has 8.38 ERA
Oof.
in 11 games, only 2 saves, 9.2 innings, 9 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. Or I'm sorry, 16 strikeouts, 5 walks.
Almost
And
as
2
much of
losses.
an ERA as games played.
If I'm that's what I'm saying. Cashman he's got to be sitting back and smiling, looking at all this stuff because all of not all of us, but Yankee fans were like, "Oh, they need to sign Hader, they need to sign Snell,
No.
they need to sign all these." But no, Cashman went more in house and trusted the guys that they had. And listen, 15-7 with Cole out. I think we're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I'll take it. And then
I will tell you, Nasty Nestor and
he had a good last 2 starts.
and Stroman have been screwed with the lack of run support. They are not getting any runs for those guys.
Yeah,
Not
they
just that, too,
should.
bad defense too. Like 3 more errors today for the Yankees defense. One of them catch interference, but it counts. So
Yeah,
I was surprised at the 2 balks in one game. I don't think I've ever seen that.
The first one I don't agree with. The second one I didn't see. So the first one, if you tell me because he didn't fully step off, sure, but he definitely came set. So
the one that he was stepping backwards, he didn't completely step off, so I knew that was legit. The whole set one, I looked at it, and I was like, I don't think that's a damn balk.
Yeah. And that's what you saw Trevino, you saw the guys on the field, they're like, how? Like, there's no way he stepped back, he stepped off, and they called it a balk still. That was the one that gave up the run. It's always been the balk has always been the one call that's kind of tough to gauge for the MLB, it seems like.
Especially with like Kevin Gausman, who has that like hitch in his delivery where he barely comes set. He never gets called for a balk. So I'm like,
yeah.
So,
well, back in the day, Andy Pettitte, one of the best left-handed pickoff artists, he was on the verge of a balk every time he threw to first base.
Yep.
And just by virtue of him, it wasn't called.
Yeah, I remember Pettitte, man. He used to get so many guys over there on first, but yeah, I mean, hey, luckily the balks didn't kill us. Like, if you would have told me we had three errors and 2 balks, I probably would have chalked it up as probably like a loss today.
yeah, we lost by 1 instead of winning by 1. So,
yeah, and I mean, we should have won by more, but Dennis Santana just flat out struggled today.
Yeah.
Which another thing is like the bullpen's starting to struggle a little bit, and the Yankees are finding ways to win.
Yeah.
Like,
did you see the squib chart that they brought up during the game with the amount of pitches these guys have thrown over the last week or so?
Yeah, we were just talking about that with Tyler. Yeah, how Clay Holmes has thrown almost a full start. You know what I'm saying? Like, but to Max's point too, the bullpen is taking a hit injury wise too. With Loaiska, Birdie, you know what I'm saying as well. And some of these guys have had to step up. Cody Morris, we didn't get to see him this weekend.
Right.
Hopefully, Birdie's not out too long because he was pitching well for us, and
he's on the
Loaiska's
15
out for the season.
Birdie's on the 15-day IL, so that's.
But,
I mean,
yep. But the one thing I will say about the Yankees was a strength that we talked about in the beginning of the season. They always find a decent bullpen. They always find some arms to bring up, and they usually do well. So it's the back end that we always kind of worried us. But Clay Holmes has stepped up, in my opinion.
I was surprised that they actually brought Marinaccio back up. I mean, during the spring training, that guy looked horrible. It didn't look like he could get anybody up. And then he's up on the roster. I'm like, holy moly, we couldn't find anybody else.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, he lost his spot. He was supposed to be in the bullpen. Like he projected to be in the bullpen going into this season, and he got his spot taken by Birdie. And yeah, I was shocked too. But I would have kept Poteet. I mean, Poteet was he gave us that 6 inning spot start, and he went right back down. Like he looked solid.
Yeah, and Tommy Kinley should be back soon. D asked when. I think he
Yeah.
should be back. What, another week or so?
Yeah.
I think they said he threw like a live wasn't a bullpen session or something,
Yeah.
or he's days away from throwing a bullpen. I can look it up real quick, but they showed it today.
So
Yeah, we need
Marinaccio probably
him.
gets sent down.
We
So
need him
as soon as
badly.
Kinley's available, Marinaccio's probably getting sent back down. Actually, Cody Morris might be first.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one.
Yeah. But overall, it was a good win by the Yankees, the Rays. Like I said, a lot of Yankee fans were throwing in the towel after that first series loss to the Jays, where we were on the verge of getting swept on a 4-game losing streak. We had to basically tell the fans to calm down. Like, what did Aaron Rodgers say, Max?
Relax.
There you go.
Yeah. So here's the latest from Canely. He tossed a bullpen session on April 19th in Tampa. So Boone says Canely needs one more session before facing hitters in a live situation. So he's close. He's getting there.
Yeah. Ken, let me ask you something.
Yes.
Aaron Judge, do you think he's plateaued? I know that's the term over here on Mac's channel. Has he plateaued?
No, not even close. I mean, for God's sakes, we're 16, 17, 2 weeks into the season. The long and short.
A little more than that, yeah.
Well, it's a little over 2 weeks. It's a long season. And from me watching all the games, it just seems to me that he's not picking ball rotation up out of the pitcher's hands. That's why he's taking all those crap swings at sliders low and outside. I think I don't think he's hurt. I think he's just not seeing the ball right.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs goggles or something. But when Stanton wasn't seeing the ball right, he was doing the same damn thing. And players that are like him, that are true professionals and natural hitters, are not going to stay down. I mean, come May time frame, I would hope that everything is stable for Judge and for Torres, both of them.
Yeah. Oh, Torres still on my list. Like, you felt for the guy today. Glad he was able to stay in the game after that, because that ball to the leg definitely. The way he was reacting, you would have thought he was about to be out for the season, but he was able to stay in the game and actually came away with a hit. But guys like Judge, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm starting to wonder what's going on with him, because outside of that one hit against the Blue Jays this week, he really hasn't shown up. Like, he's swinging at bad pitches and taking good pitches to hit. Like, and he's behind on like the hanging stuff that he would normally make pitchers pay for. So I'm starting to wonder what it is. People are like, well, maybe it's because Soto's here. Now he's not the top dog anymore. I think that's stupid. Because that to me, it should alleviate some pressure from you. I just think, I think the injury maybe have set him back a little bit. Maybe could he still be hampered by it? We don't know. Maybe his technique is off. Maybe it's just a slow start. We don't know. But the lineup, we're still got 15 wins, and the lineup looks good without Judge. So imagine what's going to happen when Judge starts getting going. What about you, Max? Do you think he's plateaued?
No, hell no. The one thing that's been concerning with Judge is the strikeout rate, the swing and miss and strikeout rate. I mean, he's getting good contact. His outs are, ground balls or fly outs but the strikeouts is what's concerning me. Like when he's over there swinging and striking out 3 times a game, that's when, all right, come on now. Like that's not like him, right?
Yep.
And like right here, I'm bringing up the stats from the season. He's at a 28% strikeout rate with a 33% whiff rate. So, I mean, just that's not what you want to see. But look at the other thing. Exit velocity is still up there. He's hitting it on the barrel. He's hitting it on, he's hard hitting. The chase rate isn't that bad, right? The walk rate is up there. He's top 3 in walks this season. So it's just the strikeout rate is what concerns me with Judge. It sucks. He's hitting 183 now with a 320 on base, but 100 that's in 100 plate appearances too. So I mean, I don't think we can keep saying, "Oh, he missed he missed the games in spring training. We can't bring that up anymore. You know, it's we're done through that. So he needs to get going.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what though, when he does get going, that Soto Judge combination, I only fear that Soto might, because eventually, guys are going to cool down a little bit. They'll come back down to average. Like Volpe had a bad week, he came down this week. I hope Soto doesn't do the same, but if he does, I hope Judge at least picks him up.
Yeah.
Judge, Stanton.
Stanton's had better at bats too. Rizzo had a good game today too. Verdugo has been stepping up this last week or so.
Yeah. Oh man,
he's been popping some doubles.
Yeah, the dog's been
and playing good defense.
That's what we brought him in for, man. He's finally doing what we brought him in for.
Yep. So.
But I appreciate you, Ken. We got some guys backstage, so we're gonna bring in the next caller.
Appreciate
no
you.
worries.
Thank you always.
Yes,
good
sir. Broadcast.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, sir.
Why don't you guys do a game together?
We are. We will. We will.
We are.
We are. We got it planned out. All right, man.
Have a good one.
You too. So we got the next caller backstage, Scott in the house. What up, Scott?
Yo, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
We hear you.
Oh, what's up, Max? What's up, Ace?
What's up,
How's it going, fellas? Let's go, Yankees.
That's right. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing excellent, man. Pumped up. It was a great game. So just to let you know, I'm driving, so I'm not on camera, and I might have to pause, whatever. I'm a long haul truck driver. I always listen to you guys when I'm driving.
Okay.
So
Hey, man.
just wanted to let you know that.
Make sure you drive
no
safe,
problem.
man.
You don't need to be on camera, brother. You just got to call in. So I appreciate you calling in. You're your first time caller here, so we thank you, man.
That's right.
So after today, how you feeling right now? What's your take on the Yankees? What's your main concern? How you feeling?
I'm feeling very positive, man. I think we haven't even seen the potential yet for this team. We got a lot of guys coming back off the IL. And I mean, I credit to Cashman for what he did this offseason and everything with the front office. I mean, I really don't think we've even gotten close to the potential. I mean, just to talk about Glaber and Judge, and those guys are definitely going to come around. And just to talk about that for a second, there's a lot of opinions out there, but the one opinion I haven't heard, and this is just coming. I'm sort of. I took a long break not watching sports in my life, but coming back, the biggest thing I see is like the change in baseball is just the massive amount of data and statistics and analytics, and you got to assume that there is like these third-party independent groups collecting mass amounts of data on players. I mean, I don't know this for sure, but I kind of assume it. And they're selling this to teams, like, so for instance, a player changes his whole approach at the plate and his swing and is having a great season to start. And then the scouting report comes out on him. They sell it to the Toronto Blue Jays. And now Volpe's in a slump because the whole approach to Volpe is now changed with this new scouting report. Now, I don't know if that's true, but it's just a theory.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of looked on the internet a little bit. There's these, I don't remember the names of these companies, but they're using like Hawkeye technology. They got cameras and like AI. They just compile all the stats. So, I mean, going back, you think of like Glaber and, Judge, they're sort of using what, the massive stats collected on them last season. And these guys haven't maybe made adjustments, right? So, now, the league's got their number. Same with like what we're seeing with Randy Rosarina today. And a lot of players around the league now, if they can't adjust, the league has to change, I think. Players have to be given time to adjust when they find holes and weaknesses in their swing. And, that's what I think we're seeing with Judge. I think that just the scouting report's out on him. And it's around the league. It's like, and just one more point on this, and I'll quit, is like what we saw with Severino last year, right? Severino, it seemed like every team knew how he was tipping pitches except the Yankees, right? And it's like, well, are the Yankees not buying their own scouting reports on their own players? I mean, you got to assume that they are. However, they're getting the same data the other teams are. But it's just weird now. Severino's tearing it up with the Mets, and he's fixed all the tipping of his pitches, is what they said. And he was doing it in multiple ways. And this is just the kind of thing is like these weapons, these kind of intelligence weapons out there with these other teams that are holding it against players. And it looks like they're in a slump and saying, oh, Glaber's having a psychological problem, but maybe he's just doing everything the way he's been doing it. And the league's adjusted.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on that.
I'm gonna tell you this. You got good points. You got good valid opinions and stuff like that. It is all about adjusting. Players have to make adjustments at the end of the day, but you got to also realize it's all about execution as well. You can have all the analytics you want, but these pitchers still have to go out there and execute pitches. With what I'm seeing with Aaron Judge's, the approach might be different, but he's not making them pay when they make mistakes like in years past. I've seen Judge miss on hanging pitches, and I'm wondering to myself, like, what is his approach at the plate? That is what I'm questioning. Like, what are you looking for in this type of situation? Because we all know 3-1 count, look fastball, protect against anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, Judge is behind in those, even in those hitters counts. You know what I'm saying? So it could be that. It could be the adjustment, because even like today, we saw the stats on Randy Arozarena. He's the worst hitter when it comes to fastballs. They put him out. They put that out there. But players also, it's up to the players to make adjustments, and it's also up to the competitors to execute. That's why it's a chess matchup at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So it could be the case. When it comes to over analytics, though, in my opinion, analytics are a bunch of dumb data that are taken from certain scenarios. But there are a lot of things that the analytics don't take into consideration, like the certain circumstances, a player's heart, a player's ability, and certain stuff like that. So it could be, you know what I'm saying? I'm not arguing that it's not. What I'm saying is I think it's a multitude of different things that could be, you know what I'm saying? On top of that, do I think Judge is regressing? No, I don't think so. I don't think he's at that age yet where he's starting to lose his bat speed and stuff like that. I do think it's just about making adjustments. Sometimes you just might have to get into more hitters counts. And baseball is a game of ebbs and flows. Hits come at a premium. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you may have to get off to a slow start. So, and then
I think,
you get hot at the right time.
I think also it could be the new hitting coach, right? Because James Rosen's coming in. Daniel Judge was with Daniel Lawson. I know that James Rosen was with Judge in AAA with the Yankees when he was there. But the new hitting coach walking in, maybe Soto's telling Judge, look for this instead of that. Like, we saw the difference in his swing. There's like a bigger leg kick from a couple of years ago to now. So who knows? Maybe that's why. Maybe Judge is trying to tweak his approach, which honestly, I don't think he should. Judge had the approach down. And like you said, Scott, like, this game is now turned to analytics. Like, it's been happening. It's the biggest thing that's happening in baseball. And Arozarena, before this season, he was one of the best fastball hitters. And now this season, he's not, which is crazy because, I personally liked Randy Arozarena. I thought he was a guy that the Yankees should maybe look at to try to get into this lineup. But now he's just been struggling badly this season. I just think sometimes these guys, they look into the analytics too much, and maybe it just changes their whole approach. Maybe they just lose confidence walking up to the plate. And I hope that's not the case for Judge. Maybe Judge needs to go back and just say, hey, what was working for me, right? Like, I get that Rosen's here. He's looking like the addition of Soto as well, but Rosen has been, for right now, he looks great with Oswaldo Cabrera, with Trevino, with these guys that, were struggling last season with Daniel Lawson and forgot the guy, Casey, that walked in here last season. It just seems like some of these hitters have benefited from the new hitting coach, James Rosen, but maybe also some of the hitters like Judge and Rizzo and the guys at Glaber, like, that have been struggling. I'm not saying it's Rosen's fault, but maybe he's telling these guys to tweak their approach. Who knows? But it's always about, coaching as well.
Yeah, and it's an adjustment period. And you also have to realize it's still early in the season.
Yep. Yep. There's a great podcast interview with James Rosen from
Mhm.
like a week ago or so on the official Yankees podcast, and I was really impressed with his attitude and his how he talks about the players and somebody was trying to corner him in comparison, and he was just like, Soto is Soto, Judge is Judge, and we don't try to make people fit into a cookie cutter mold. And he just had a really positive attitude. And I got to say that about also the Yankees all around. I mean, whatever you say about Judge, I mean, the guy is just such an awesome person and such a quality character that just having him in the dugout is just, I mean, so powerful. Him being a captain and the quality of the people on the team. And when you compare it with other teams that have a lot of personality problems, I mean, I think that's just something that the Yankees focus on. And I'm also I support Aaron Boone. I think he does a great job with being positive with all the players. And all those things. I just think the Yankees are even in a way, man, just not even close to the potential they can come to this season. All things
Yeah,
considered.
no doubt,
But
man. And right, like I said, 15-7 with no Cole, with no DJ, with no Dominguez, with no Canely. Like the list goes on and on. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we're 15-7 with Judge and Torres both slumping over hitting below 200. Like I know it's frustrating. We want to see Judge do well. We want to see Torres do well and all this stuff, but these guys are still pulling through. Like these guys are still winning series. We've only lost one all year. And we almost won it. Toronto, the game 2 in the series with Toronto, we were 90 feet away from tying the ball game at the bottom of at the top of the ninth.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen. Right. That we lost against Toronto, but we beat some good teams like Cleveland. Look at them. We went into Cleveland and beat them
yep.
and won the series. Cleveland's right now 16-6.
Yeah.
They're on
We were
top of the MLB right now on the record.
Like we were talking about, our schedule to start was tough. Like we're very, very fortunate to be where we're at, especially considering, like Max said, no Garrett Cole. So
Yeah.
all that matters is getting a W at the end of the day. So
Well, I appreciate you, Scott. We got some callers backstage, but I appreciate you calling in. You're always welcome to call in, man, every week. Thanks for bringing it, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, Max. Thanks, Ace. Yep. Take it easy, fellas.
thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Rico, hello. Can you see us? Can you hear us? Uh-oh. He's on his laptop. He doesn't know if it works.
Rico going once,
Rico?
going twice.
Oh, he's gone. We got another caller. JD is in the building backstage. What's up, JD?
Hey,
What's up, JD?
hey, good to hear you. Good win today.
Yes, sir.
Tough win, but we got it.
Yeah, yeah, I'll take it.
What's your takes on it, though?
I think they should move Volpe down. I personally think it was too soon to move him up to the first Toledo spot.
I mean, I don't disagree, but considering Glaber is still struggling in that spot, so you can say
Granted,
the leadoff spot,
maybe
is
put
struggling.
Verdugo in there. I don't know.
Yeah, but a lot of times with that though, you're not. The only way I would put Verdugo in there is if you were going to drop Judge in the 2-hole. You're not going to go lefty on the top of the lineup.
Okay.
Well. Yeah, like with Volpe, they want him to be the leadoff. This is a long-term deal. Like,
Yeah, I know they
Volpe.
do, but he's not hitting. He stopped hitting. What happened?
No, you're right, Jay. I mean, no doubt about it. Like, he's been struggling the last week now of baseball.
Yeah.
He got like one or two hits. Been striking out a lot more. The first 15 games, 20 games, he was barely striking out.
Yeah.
Now he's up there just
No,
he's up there just chasing it. It seems like he's just whiffing at everything. And that was like the Volpe we saw from last season, And I'm the kind of guys like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But the Yankees wanted to see Volpe at that spot, but
Volpe's my guy. I mean, I love them, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is this is Jay from? What's up, Jay? I didn't put
yeah,
two and
this
two
is
together.
this is that Jay.
Yeah, this is Jay that be me and Jay be having a competition during the streams on who's gonna drop the emojis first. Jay
Yeah.
be beating me, man. So
Well,
thank you.
I
Appreciate the
added those
support.
emojis to a shortcut on my iPhone, so
Uh-huh.
Oh, damn.
Okay, well, thank you, man. Like I said, thank you for the support and everything. Make sure you subscribe to my guy Max Coverage too, man. Like I said, we do this show
I am
weekly.
subscribed to him.
Okay, cool.
No, we
Good to finally
appreciate
put
you
a voice
calling
to a
in.
name. Appreciate you calling in. So overall, Jay, like I said, you've been in the streams the entire time. What did you think overall about this week, though? How was your thoughts overall on the Yankees?
I mean, I was frustrated that they didn't get the win at. We took a loss Toronto, but I'm a Yankees fan through and through to the end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never quit them. Never, ever.
It's tough to win 2 AL East series in 1 week, right? I know we always want to win, but we're
The
going
AL
into
East is always tough.
always. Yeah. It's the best division in baseball, man.
It's the best
Like,
division.
easily.
It's the toughest division.
right now, every team is above 500. And
Not
every
just-
team has at least 12 wins.
Mm.
Like, that's
like-
insane.
That's tough because you go on a 3-game losing streak, you might find yourself at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick.
Or if you find yourself going against, like, for example, if we play the O's, and if we 4-game sweep the O's, they might find themselves at the bottom of the division with us owning the tiebreaker. It's tough, you know what I'm saying? But that's why these games, especially like the ones that we're playing against Oakland this week, are very important. You got to go in there and handle business. You're at home against Oakland. You need to take 4, in my opinion. Like, I'm calling it too. We need a 6-1 week, in my opinion. Like, we really need to put our foot on their throats and establish ourselves. This Oakland series could be a get-right series, in my opinion. Like, you got a lot of guys that are struggling right now, but you're facing a team that you should be able to handle. JP Sears is on the mound tomorrow. We hit him around last year. Let's do the same tomorrow.
Ex-Yankee. He was a part of the Montas trade.
Yep.
That
was a great trade.
To put it, yeah, right. I mean, we all wanted it though. Like at the point, like we were all hype about Montas, and then he comes in and he just flat out craps the bed.
Well, he got hurt too, so yeah.
Yeah. To put in perspective with how tough this division is, the Dodgers are 12-11 and leading that NL West, and the Rays are 12-11, dead last in our division.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. That's just crazy, man.
Yeah. So Jay, Max put in his stream for the poll. What letter grade would you grade the Yankees to start this season so far?
B, I guess.
B?
I
give him about a B+, A-. What about you, Max?
I say an A, man, because I just did not expect we were going to be 15-7, first place in the AL East, without all these guys, with Cole, with Dominguez, with all these,
That's true. That's true. Maybe an A-. I don't know.
Yeah, like these key guys that were a big piece of this team. They are a big piece of this team. And we're first place. And Fabian's saying C+. How?
Yeah, Fabian's pessimistic. Fabian's pessimistic. Call in, Fabian.
Yeah, call in.
Yeah, voice your opinion.
You don't have to show your face. Just call in.
Exactly. What's the poll winning at, by the way, for the
I'm
that you put
trying
up?
to see. I don't even see it. It's not even showing up on my end. But yeah, like I said, like we were entering this basically without a fifth starter, right? And then Luis Gil got the job with a great spring. And, the Yankees decided not to go sign a guy or trade for somebody. But I just feel like they're doing great, man. 15-7. We got the A's, like you said, 4 games. Oh, Jesus.
I don't think Fabian. I don't think Fabian did well in school. Because he says C+ is a
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Fabian didn't do well in school. So, but like I said, overall, 6 series wins to start this season, 1 series loss. Jay, I'm sure you were in Grunt's channel when I was going off on everybody for over.
Yes, I was there.
Everybody was panicking over 1 series loss. Like it was unbelievable.
Oh, dude.
We had people that were like, "What's wrong with this team?" Great teams don't lose series. They don't lose 3 games in a row. I'm like, bullshit.
gonna
Like, what are you
happen.
talking about?
It's gonna happen.
Oh my gosh, a bunch of Fabians out there. That's gonna be the new word for people that are overly negative. I'm calling it the Fabians out there. Congratulations, Fabian. You're a verb now.
Yeah, Fabian needs to call in. JD, so going into Oakland, what would be what's something that you want the Yankees to do? You know, like or a player, like what's something you want to see happen versus Oakland?
I want to see him at least take 3, but Judge needs to get back hitting. He's been bad.
Yeah, I can't. I'm like at a loss for words I can't believe it. Like
maybe he's still hurt. I don't know.
Yeah.
And like we were saying, like we can't keep saying, "Oh, he missed 8 games in spring. He lost those at bats." Can't say it, man. I mean, Judge has played every game this season.
Maybe that's a day too. Maybe he needs a day off. Like a day off, not just DHing. Maybe just
If
needs
it's
a day
like,
off to get himself.
I would say this, Ace. If you need a day off for Judge, this is the time to do it against Oakland.
I agree. I was thinking like I want a sweep of Oakland, but I could see us doing a giveaway game, like kind of sitting some guys and this and possibly losing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 1 to Oakland, but I agree with you. If you're gonna sit some guys, you got to sit them now.
Yeah,
because we are on a 12-game streak before our next day off, so almost 2 weeks of playing. Yeah, don't be a Fabian. Yep.
It's like hitting under a Mendoza line. Man.
But
well,
appreciate you, Jay.
Thank you,
ahead,
Jay,
Max.
for calling in. No, I'm saying thank you, Jay, for calling in, man. You're always welcome to call in every week, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I tried calling in last week, but I couldn't figure it out, and I finally figured out it was a setting on my my browser. So
I appreciate you, man.
Nice.
Always welcome aboard.
Now that you called in, we hope to see you back next week and appreciate all your support in the channels. Appreciate you.
I plan to be here all
Thank
year.
you, Jay. Thank you, sir.
Robert says Fabian won't call in because he has a voice like Iron Mike Tyson.
Oh, man. But it's been a fun show, man. Thank you, guys. We've been having a lot of call-ins, so we're going to be live for another 10 minutes or so. If you want to call in, last chance. Let your voices be heard. Rico, I don't know if you can use your phone or whatever. He tried to call through his laptop, so maybe that was his issue. But
yeah, I'm gonna ask you the same thing you asked Jay because that was a good question. What do you want to see going into this Oakland series? Who do you not just win wise? Who do you need? What do you need to see from these players?
I want to see the pitchers go deeper. Like we saw Luis Heel, he almost went 6 innings. I think this is the series that we can give the bullpen a rest and not having to depend on them pitch 5+ innings, right? So I want our starters to go at least 6, all of them, and hopefully we sweep them. We swept the we swept the Houston Astros. That was the only team we swept this season. But I definitely want a sweep. If we win 3 out of 4, that's fine with me. I'm cool with that. But I want our pitchers to go deep in the game, give our bullpen a rest, and hopefully get a sweep. What about you?
I want to see guys get back to form. I want to see Volpe get back to form. Obviously Judge, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get hot at some point. Same thing with the pitchers. I could agree with you on that one. Rizzo started doing something. I want to see Verdugo keep it up. Rizzo start getting stuff going because, like I said, Rizzo was a couple of feet away from a walk-off home run and us sweeping the Rays. But that's all stuff that I would like to see. Oswaldo Cabrera keep it up, and maybe Gleyber Torres get going too because he's, like I said, he's on my list, man, and he's just going further and further down that list. But what's the dude? The rotation is all screwed up after that doubleheader. Who's pitching tomorrow?
Let me see real quick. I should be Rodon. It should be Rodon. Let me check though.
Yeah, because it was Nestor, Rodon, Stroman, Schmidt, Hill.
It's Rodon tomorrow.
Then the day off, then the rain out and the doubleheader all of a sudden pushed people back. And that could have been another reason why, like, I don't want to put it on the rain out, but our pitchers
Yeah.
did struggle. It looked like in the last game against the during that 4-game losing streak, our pitchers looked like they struggled to throw strikes. I don't want to put
No,
that on the day off, the day being pushed back, but that could have been it.
no, it
So
definitely could have been it, man. Right now, Rodon is in line to pitch tomorrow, and here is the updated schedule right here. So Yankees, or I'm sorry, updated standings. The Yankees are half a game up still on the Orioles. Toronto's in third. Boston 13-10. I did not think Boston was going to be that good.
they'll come back
And
down to
then
earth though.
yeah, they should. And then the Rays are now in last. So that's the
Poor
updated.
guys.
Yeah. But how about those Royals though? I'm gonna highlight those Kansas City Royals. They've been
Yeah.
pretty good to start this season.
How about the? Unfortunately, I have to say this: the Mets have been playing well lately.
They have been. Yeah.
I don't know if they're turning it around or if they're just catching teams at the right time. I personally think they're catching guys at the right time. Atlanta's coming off of some pitching injuries, and Ronald Acuna Jr. is struggling, and
Yeah.
and then the Dodgers have been losing to seems like everybody like lately. Like, what's their record?
Dodgers are 12-11. Only a game above 500. So just to put that in perspective, everybody. The Dodgers, who spent like over $1 billion in the offseason, is only a game above 500. While the Yankees, I know they still spent almost 300 mil, but they're 15-7 with their ace on the shelf.
Yep.
So
Verlander's coming back with for Houston, who's at the bottom, and they lost again today. Let me tell you, look, it's too early to make a World Series predictions, but this might be a good year for the Yankees to get it with these other teams, these top teams struggling. When you got to take advantage that Houston's doing what they're doing. You don't know how long that's going to be. You got to take advantage that the Dodgers are kind of up and down. I really think our division is the toughest path. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to have to stay on top of our division and get that home field advantage as well.
yeah, the one thing that's scary about our upcoming schedule, Ace, is the Baltimore series because
4 games.
we're walking in there after a full week of baseball,
I know.
no days off. We're going to Baltimore, traveling from Milwaukee. So I mean that's a tough series right there, man.
That's why we got to make light work of the A's. Save the bullpen, like you
Yeah.
said. The arms go lengthy, and then on the road. If we can get a split in Baltimore, I'll take that. I'm cool with that. Get a split, and then beat Detroit and beat Houston again. And then I think this is a good next 5 series. You know what I'm saying, for the New York Yankees, in my opinion.
Yeah, and let's check out one last time the standings because Milwaukee is up there, man. Milwaukee is one of the best teams in baseball right now. 14-6. Like, here's your best records in baseball, going into the new week. You got Cleveland at 16-6, which we won against them. Braves are going to be, even though without Spencer Strider, they're up there. Brewers 14-6, man. I did not think they were going to be this good to start their season. So we got them next weekend. It's not going to be an easy week. I know we got the A's, but it's not going to be an easy week of baseball, especially with no days off.
Yep, can't take anybody for granted. You got to play who's in front of you.
Yeah.
So.
And right now, the A's are 8-14. So I don't care. They're minus 37 in run differential. This is the team that you need to take quick care of, man. Like, rest those bullpen. Hopefully the starters go deep, and we get ready for the weekend.
Yep.
But appreciate you all. We had last call. If you want to call in, there's a link right there. I just posted it in the chat. Had a nice show, man. Thank you for everyone who has called in. We had a bunch of new callers this week.
Thank you, guys.
Always. Ambio, appreciate you popping in. What's up, Ambio? D-Rod, everybody in the chat, Robert, Uncle Rico. Hopefully you can figure out how to call in because we want to hear you, Uncle Rico. Uncle Rico knows his thing. He knows his stuff.
That's what I want to hear.
Oh, yeah. You know Fabian won't show his not even show his face, but hear his voice. We won't even hear Fabian hear his voice, man. Come on.
Or Robert, call in, man. Robert called in a couple times last year.
Yeah, showing off that new veneers. His new grill.
So, on a non-baseball related subject, what did you think about the Ryan Garcia fight yesterday?
I didn't see it, but I saw the highlights. I mean, he beat him up. He knocked him down 3 times. This man was seeing ghost.
Actually, he knocked him down 5 times. He should have
5
been out.
times.
He should have been out in
Wow.
the 7th. Like the 7th round, one knockdown was counted out of 3. Like they called the clinch, and Devin Haney was like on a knee, like reaching for him. And then the referee had money on Haney. He definitely did. There's no way you couldn't tell me that. Like Ryan had him on wobbly knees, and I'm just like, bro, get him out of here. Should have been a knockout in the 7th.
Yeah. Wasn't he underdog to win too?
Yep. Under
There it is, right
500,
there.
I believe the odds were to start.
If you have my there he is.
That third knockout, though, if they show you the third knockout, that third knockout was lethal. So I'm a big boxing guy. That one right there.
Oh man.
Devin Haney got exposed last night, and it's he's taking a step back. And this was a good win for Ryan.
Do you think we'll ever see Ryan versus Jake Paul?
No. Ryan would mess Jake Paul up.
I know.
Dude,
Jake Paul was all like, did you see his reaction?
Yeah, Jake Paul's gonna get knocked out by Mike Tyson. Dude, Mike Tyson's old, but dude, Jake Paul has never fought a box. He's never been hit as hard as he's gonna get hit this next match. So select a quarterback, not a receiver for the Giants.
Yeah, he's a Jets fan. Uncle Rico's a Jets fan.
Oh, so
he wants you guys to get a quarterback. He doesn't want you to get a receiver so the Jets can possibly get somebody.
What I'm hearing is the Giants really like Drake May. That's the report. Everything you hear this weekend, I will be covering the draft on Thursday. Everything that you start to hear this weekend, especially from Daniel Jeremiah, you need to take as facts. What I'm starting to hear is the Giants really like Drake May and are aggressively trying to trade up to get Drake May if he falls. So I'm thinking it's going to go Caleb 1, Daniels 2, May, McCarthy might go before May, and if that happens, I expect the Giants to trade up with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, this is last show until the draft, so I don't think Drake May is going to fall to 6.
No, the Giants got to trade up to get him. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I do think if Drake May is gone, I don't know if you guys are going to get McCarthy. I wouldn't.
No, they're not. I don't think so. Let's put it like this. I'm going to be pissed if we get JJ McCarthy. Let's put it like that. Look, if the Giants, L.I. Yankee King was the first person to say this. I could see the scenario where the Giants get Marvin Harrison Jr. Because think about it. If the first
I don't think he'll fall.
If the first 4 quarterbacks go, hear me out. I didn't think so either until it started getting closer to the draft. The first four picks of quarterbacks, all of a sudden you're starting to hear that the Chargers really like one of those offensive linemen. Then that leaves Marvin Harrison Jr. If he's there at 6, the Giants need to run to the podium. Because you could see a scenario where Williams goes 1. I could see May going 2, Daniels going 3. The Vikings trading up. The Vikings trading up with the Cardinals to get McCarthy. The Chargers, if they go offensive lineman, or they're even hearing that they like Malik Neighbors, that all of a sudden.
I think the Chargers are definitely going receiver because they have nobody.
Yeah.
They got rid of Keenan Allen. Mike Williams is gone.
Yep.
Like they have Quentin Johnston. That's the only guy.
Yep.
I do think the Chargers go receiver.
But being that this is such a deep receiver draft, if you can get yourself a good receiver in this. But they're talking about the report's saying Chargers really like the offensive lineman Fasanu. So
there's a lot of good offensive linemen coming out, like
offensive draft. So,
yeah.
But to be honest, if Marvin Harrison Jr. is there at 6, the Giants need to run to the podium.
Yeah. I think Arizona's going to get him. Kyler Murray wants Harrison Jr. I think. Yep. I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, Kyler Murray's signed for a long term with Arizona. If you're gonna make him happy, you got to get him some weapons. I mean, Hollywood Brown's gone.
Yep.
And they never really had a true wide receiver 1 in Arizona. So.
But I'm gonna tell you this though, as Giants fans, I did see a scenario that Fireside Giants reported that was a proposed trade. That they were like, because Giants have been getting a lot of calls for that 6th pick. Denver Broncos trade with the Giants for 6. Giants get an additional 1st-round pick, drop to 12, and then Patrick Surtain. Dude, I'd run. If that happened, I don't think it's going to. I'm just gonna put that out there and say I don't think it's going to. But if it was, I'd take that in a heartbeat. I'd drop to 12. Get yourself a nice young cornerback, another 1st-round pick, and just.
I mean, Surtain is one of the best corners in the league. I just don't think the Broncos are going to trade him.
Nope, but they might be in full rebuild mode, so who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But either way, the draft's going to be interesting, and I got my boy coming on. Him and I are going to be calling the draft, and I'll be giving Yankee updates too on the stream.
Appreciate you, Real Bill, for the $2 dono. Says I'll call in next week. I want to see more games. No problem, bro. We'll be doing this all season, so no rush. Appreciate you.
Who the Packers taking before we go?
It's gonna be tough. I've been saying O-line or linebacker. I thought we were gonna go secondary, but now that we got Xavier McKinney, I think we don't really need to. We got Stokes. We still have, Jair, of course. We have Keyshawn Nixon, who we just re-signed. So we don't really need to go secondary unless because you don't. For me, I wouldn't draft a safety in the first round. Now that we got McKinney, we don't need it.
Yeah, you don't need it.
So I think we're going to go either offensive line or linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need receiver first round. Now, if you got a guy like Neighbor, if they, God forbid, they fall down that far, which they won't.
No.
But we don't. I think the receiver room right now is good. We got a good tight end core. We have Josh Jacobs and AJ Dillon.
Yeah.
I think we go offensive line. We lost a couple of guys. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
But
as far as the Giants, though, if I put out scenarios, what I really think is going to happen is Malik Neighbors. I think Malik Neighbors is going to be a Giant if we don't trade up for a quarterback.
No, and that's a great pick. You need a true. I know Hyatt, but he's not a true number one. I think Hyatt's more of a slot guy.
No,
but
Hyatt's the I think you're thinking of Wanda Robinson. Wanda Robinson's the slot.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Hyatt is the over the top speed burner, and you get a complete receiver like either Neighbors. At this point in time, look, this is what I'm thinking. The Giants can't go wrong in this draft. If you trade up and get a quarterback, you got your franchise quarterback. If you trade up, who's going to sit for a year, by the way, behind Daniel Jones. If you stay where you're at, you have a chance at either Adunze, Malik Neighbors, or Marvin Harrison Jr. And those guys are both all number one receivers. But who's going to throw them the ball? We're going to have to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll play.
But there is, yeah, you could go next year. I don't know who's going to be the quarterbacks coming out, but
it's not good next year.
Yeah, so you could get a guy later on. You could get Penix. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the Giants trade up. Maybe they get a receiver and they trade up at the back end. Maybe get Penix or Bo Nix. Who knows? Bo Nix is kind of old though. I don't know if I would do that, but
and I don't like Michael Penix. Too many injuries, and you would immediately have to have Evan Neal as his blindside protector. I don't trust that.
Yeah.
But either way, whatever the Giants do, I trust Joe Shane and company at this point. They have done they have done the right moves in my opinion. So
yeah. What's up, Unhinged Patrick? What's going on? But thank you guys for hanging out. Ace and I will be seeing you next week. A big week of streaming again for both him and I. Draft Thursday. And then we got 7 Yankee games coming up. So gonna be a busy week for both of us. Last words before we head out, Ace.
Stop panicking, Yankee fans.
Calm down.
For real, look, 6 series wins to start the season. Aaron Judge hasn't hit. We'd like to think that he's going to turn it around. Volpe, outside of a struggling week, has still looked good. Soto was amazing. Blank check. Whatever they need for Soto, just hand him the blank check. Whatever you need, sir. Draw it right there on a dotted line. My signature's already on it.
Maybe this should make a GoFundMe and just maybe us Yankee fans can pay his contract for him.
Exactly. So, but overall, 3-3. Down the worst week the Yankees have had this year, but it's not the end of the world. Let's look to bounce back with these games going forward. And it starts this week with Oakland. Let's go Yankees.
Yep. I'll be back tomorrow for Oakland. Game 1. I'm off tomorrow, so I can call the 1:00 game. But appreciate everybody calling in today. It's been an awesome stream. Thank you so much, Ace. You my guy. Appreciate you, sir.
Appreciate you.
And the Yankees win, man. We're 15-7 going into another week of baseball. It's always love, peace, chicken grease, and happy NFL draft week coming up. We're out of here, guys. See you then. Peace.